I'm Victor Fernandez of Fernandez Fit, and I'm here to show you why fitness is our business. Hello and welcome once again to the Healthy Lives, Healthy Business podcast. I'm your host, Victor Fernandez. Thanks for joining me as you do each and every week. I truly appreciate it. Now, if you're listening to this show from somewhere in southeastern North Carolina, then you know how crazy it's been since potential tropical cyclone 8 dropped immense amounts of rain on the region, leading to serious flooding and collapsed roadways. We got upwards of 18 inches in 12 hours where we live. It was amazing just how quickly that water rose, and it was only the grace of God that kept it from entering our home because it came awful close. Now, ever since then, trying to get my life back in a routine, both personally and professionally, has been a good bit challenging. And that includes my self-care routine, my workouts, my nutrition, my rest and recovery, all of it. I've had to really double down on being intentional with my plan, no matter what's been going on around me, because we know how easily we can get off track. Having a powerful morning routine is vital when our schedules are so jam-packed, and especially when life throws a serious curveball at us like many in this area have experienced lately. And that means being intentionally consistent with the plan we have in place so we don't go into each day feeling overwhelmed. And Lord knows, I've been known to do that. Now, while I have your attention, and being consistent with a plan, I want to consistently share with you what I'd like you to do as valuable members of the Fernandez Fit podcast family. And that's to do me a solid and take a moment to like the show, leave a review, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this show far and wide so more people can learn that fitness is our business. Now, back to the show. All right. The first thing we need to do, and my clients hear this all the time, is we need to plan ahead. With anything that's coming up, especially things that we can foresee. Obviously, we couldn't foresee this storm happening, but anything that pops up that we can foresee, we want to make sure we plan ahead as best we can, to continue making sure that we're staying on top of our self-care routine and our schedule in general. So first up, you want to plan your morning the night before. It's so easy to get thrown off course in the morning when things don't go quite as we planned, especially if we wake up late, unsure of what we need to get done, or anything that throws our schedule, a little bit out of whack. By spending just 5 or 10 minutes the night before, laying out your clothes, prepping your breakfast, even writing down your top priorities for the morning, or as I like to call them, non-negotiables, you'll reduce what I like to call decision fatigue, when our brain just gets foggy because we have to make those decisions that we need to do each and every day. This allows us to hit the ground running instead of scrambling to figure out our next steps in the process. So try this. Before going to bed, set out everything you need to get ready quickly in the morning, whether that's your gym bag, your work attire, even your coffee mug on the counter. And I know this hits home with a lot of you because most of you drink coffee, unlike myself. You'll be amazed at how much smoother your morning flows when you don't have to necessarily think about it. Over time, it just becomes instinctive. You just do it. I know my schedule like the back of my hand these days. It's taken a long time to get to that point, but now I know it to the point where I don't need to look at it. I know exactly what I'm doing each and every day and what time period of the day I'm doing it. Once you have that mapped out, and that's a big step in the process, we want to start with getting ourselves energized in the morning. And it doesn't have to be anything grandiose, anything that takes a long period of time. Even 5 minutes can get you energized. Here's what I mean by that. When you think about working out, what's one of the biggest reasons, or let's call it what it is, excuses for why we don't, especially in the morning? It's because we say to ourselves and we convince ourselves that I barely have time for a workout in the morning because I got to get ready for work and I got to get the kids out the door and I got to get to work and all that. But I'm not talking about a full-on routine, not even a 30-minute routine, which tends to be the average of most of my one-to-one clients, 30 to 45 minutes. I'm just saying 5 minutes of your time moving, just getting your body moving, can make a huge difference in how you feel for the rest of the day. This could be stretching, a few yoga poses if you do yoga, or even something as simple as walking up and down the stairs. I know it sounds silly, but it gets you moving. Now, I know some people who swear by cold shower. I've done that before every once in a while, especially in the summertime, because I have an excuse to take a cold shower. It's hot out. But no matter how you choose to do it and what you choose to do, you'll get your blood flowing, you'll boost your mood, you'll wake up your brain, and create the momentum we all need to keep moving forward. So here's what you do. One morning, tomorrow morning, or some morning here soon, give it a try. Set a timer for like 5 minutes and commit to moving your body in a meaningful way. The goal isn't to exhaust yourself, it's to wake up your mind and set the tone for a productive day. All right. Here's another aspect of it where so many people struggle with it. It seems simple until we sit down to do it. And that's prioritizing our nutrition and our hydration early. First thing in the morning. We all know that mornings can feel like a whirlwind, but skipping out on our hydration or a balanced breakfast is a recipe for feeling sluggish later in the day and feeling like we're playing catch up with our nutrition. So start by drinking a glass of water, as soon as you wake up. This helps rehydrate your body after hours of sleep. If you're short on time for breakfast, try prepping something the night before. Like overnight oats. I know a lot of people who enjoy those, a smoothie. Just the other night, my wife and I made a bunch of what she likes to call egglets on our Blackstone grill, because we absolutely love our Blackstone grill. No, I'm not repping Blackstone. I do not get commissioned for using the word Blackstone, but I do swear by them because I can make a lot of food in a short period of time. And in this case, a whole bunch of egglets, as Shelley likes to call them, for ready-made breakfast sandwiches. So remember, your brain needs to function at its best. So a healthy breakfast, it doesn't have to be complicated. Ours certainly aren't. We are big believers in simplicity. So just make sure, however you choose to do it, you're giving your body the energy it needs to tackle the day ahead. All right, here's another one. And I've had this discussion with a great client of mine this is sort of the last piece to the puzzle, if you will, when it comes to really creating that comprehensive plan that's truly dialed in. And that's their rest and recovery. And by that, I mean setting a consistent wake-up time, even on days you know are going to be busy and you have to get started earlier. Because life is all about consistency. No matter what aspect of life we're talking about, it's all about consistency. And that includes setting a consistent wake-up time. Even though I get you may have back-to-back meetings early and you got your mind, focused on that, or you've got a late night of work to get done, waking up at the same time every day, regardless of what time you went to bed, it may seem impossible, but our bodies thrive on that routine. And by waking up at the same time each day, even on the weekends, I might add, you'll regulate your circadian rhythm. Making it easier to wake up and feel energized without hitting that snooze button. You know what I'm talking about. But it also helps develop a consistent bedtime schedule as well. One thing I discussed with that particular client was you'll find yourself, if you're going to bed really late, later than you should, if you start getting up at the same time every morning, your body's going to start adjusting. And by that, I mean, it's going to start feeling more and more tired and sleepy a little earlier in the evening. So you'll start getting into a routine of getting to bed a little bit earlier. So that routine has gone from maybe 2 a.m. to 1 a.m. to midnight. And the goal is to get to about 10 o'clock or so. But the more you do that, the more you consistently get up earlier at the same time every morning, then you're going to get into that routine on the front end of it with your bedtime. All right, last tip. Practice mindfulness to set the right mindset. What do I mean by that? Even taking 2 minutes to just, as you would call it, center yourselves or refocus ourselves in the morning can have a profound effect on how we approach challenges throughout our workday. Whether it's meditation, and I'm not one for meditation, but I know a lot of people are. Deep breathing, Lord knows, when I know I'm going to be dealing with a stressful day, taking some deep breaths go a long way. or simply taking a moment to express gratitude. I know lots of people, and I've done it myself, where we write down 2 or 3 things that we're grateful for every morning. Because what that does, it's the difference between getting the day started in a good mood and getting the day started in a bad mood. How many times have we awakened and we were already in a bad mood no sooner than we opened our eyes? Happens a lot more than we think. But when we take that time to really flip the script from negativity to positivity as we start our day, these mindful moments can reduce stress. Lord knows we all can do that. Improve focus and help start our day with a positive, clear head. Now we can tackle what lies ahead with a much more positive mindset. We're not thinking, I need to do this. We're thinking, I get to do this. I'm fortunate enough to do this. Again, flipping that script from negativity to positivity. Don't overcomplicate it. Again, I love simplicity. Start small. So when you wake up one morning here, tomorrow would be great. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and focus on 1 or 2 things that you're grateful for. Your family, your health, whatever it is. It could be the same thing every day. It could be something different every day. But either way, this simple practice helps us gain clarity and face our day with confidence and not dread. All right? That's all I got for you today. I certainly appreciate you joining me as you do each and every week and to listening to me yammer on about all this cool stuff. I enjoy it. I know if even one person's listening, I'm doing my job. Now, remember, the key to a successful morning routine isn't perfection. It's consistency. It's progress. So pick 1 or 2 of those tips that I outlined in this show and focus on those. Start building from there and then move on to the next ones. You're going to see before long that your mornings are going to feel a little less chaotic and you'll have more control over how we start our day. You'll be amazed. If we have more control over what we're doing in life each day, we feel a lot less overwhelmed. And while you're at it, since I'm doing this and I'm doing this consistently, do me a solid. This is how I start my day. Do me a solid, like I said earlier in the show, and like the show. Leave a review. 5-star would be great. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe it if you haven't already. And share this show with anyone and everyone you cross paths with in life, because everyone out there needs to know what we already do, that fitness is our business. Thanks so much for listening. I hope what we've shared on this show truly resonates with you. If you want to learn more about the health and fitness services I provide, head to my website, fernandezfit.com. If you're ready to connect with me about health and fitness coaching, send an email to info@fernandezfit.com or a text to 814-504-7774. And of course, you can find me all across social media, Victor Fernandez 123 on Facebook, Fernandez Fit on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as well as the Healthy Lives, Healthy Business channel on YouTube. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, always remember, fitness is our business.